So this first question, it's been a hot topic, and to be clear, usually first quarter of the year, it's your return on investment's not going to be there, right? You're still usually operating in the red, as in terms of like the money you spend when the year started. Usually Q2, that's where you start to see a bit of a break even, or at least it gets a lot closer. Q3 and Q4 are where you turn really more of that positive ROI. So if you've got a negative ROI right now, or you're barely breaking even, keep going, right? Keep going. Look at your marketing expenses as an annual investment. But for those of you doing live events, right, whether it's dinner seminars, workshops, college courses, maybe you've got the live webinars going, it is so easy, so easy to be so focused on setting that appointment that sometimes you forget to pre-qualify. I get it, and it's okay. It happens to most. So this is going to be a great opportunity for you to look at your process now and see how to adjust moving forward. Another thing is this is general. So if you're doing dinner seminars, it applies. Webinars, it applies. Workshops, courses, anything live, this is going to apply to it. But there's really two main opportunities where you can qualify or disqualify a prospect before they get further along in your sales cycle. Most people do it after the first appointment. That is a really good opportunity. And most people sometimes, before that appointment, or before that person leaves their appointment, just be honest with them, let them know. So that is actually going to be your first opportunity to disqualify or qualify someone, is right after you conclude the first appointment. A lot of advisors, and this is something to fix if you do this, a lot of advisors will leave it up to the client, or in this case, still the prospect, to decide if they want to come back in for a second meeting. When you really want that prospect, you don't really leave it up to them. You're very, I don't want to say salesy because that's not the right term, but you are assertive, you are sincere, but you're making your intentions clear. When you come in for that second appointment, we're going to dig into this further. Whereas sometimes with folks that you don't really think are the best potential fit, you might say stuff like, if we have a second appointment, if you decide to move forward, the terminology changes, right? That when versus if is really important. So in that, after that first appointment, the fact finder, if you know they're not going to be a good fit, let them know. It's like as easy as that is, let them know they will not be a good fit for your firm, and just tell them why, right? The one thing to avoid, don't tell them it's due to a lack of assets. That's one thing that can be a little touchy, and it can actually give off the wrong vibe, obviously. But let them know why they're not a good fit. Maybe it's because you don't see eye to eye on certain morality and beliefs. Maybe it's because they disrespected your team. Maybe it's because they're really not ready to make a decision. They're 20 years from retirement, but you work with retirees, or vice versa. They're in retirement, but you work with millennials. Just let them know after the first appointment. However, never miss the opportunity to let them know what is your ideal client, or who is your ideal client. Tell them who you work best with. Powerful phrasing there is to use the word typically or usually. I work with this type of person. Usually my clients, or typically my clients, are closer to retirement. They're usually between the ages of 45 and 65. They typically have, tell them who you typically work with. And sometimes they will give you referrals, even though they don't work with you, because they appreciate that you're not leading them on. Hopefully you gave them some sort of value during that appointment, but just be real with them. Don't drag it on. The second opportunity you have to qualify or disqualify someone actually happens before the first appointment. If you are doing any form of digital marketing or mailers, okay, when you host, let's say in this example, it's a dinner seminar. When you host a dinner seminar and you send out that mailer, or you have that digital marketing ad going, they are going to register somehow. Either it's through a landing page online, or they're calling into your office to register, or they are sometimes sending you a letter back. I've seen some mailers where they send the letter back. Always, always, always call that prospect. And your job, first and foremost, because we're assuming the best, make sure that you're confirming that they're attending whatever the event is. Make sure they know the date, the time, ask if they need any sort of directions or help getting there. Ask them if there's anything top of mind. you're going to have those questions, but one of the biggest questions that you should be asking is, after the confirmation of the event, ask them what is the most critical or most important piece of information they're hoping to leave with. Now, this is different than what they want to learn. This is asking them, what is the one thing that you are hoping to leave with? The one piece of information you must know. And that answer is going to tell you almost everything you need to know. Let's say you work specifically with high net worth prospects. Let's say that's your target. If they tell you how to maximize your Social Security, you can probably start to put the pieces together that they might not be that high net worth prospect you're looking for. And then follow it up with the question, what do you mean? Are you worried you're not going to have enough money in retirement? Are you worried you haven't saved enough? Whatever it is, dig into that. Whereas the flip side, maybe they say they're looking for someone to help them manage their taxes or to improve their tax, liabilities. Maybe that's not your ballpark. Whereas that seat at the event might be better suited for someone who's not worried about taxes and they're more focused on income planning or more focused on Medicare and healthcare, right? Find the way to qualify and disqualify based off of both the event that they are trying to attend and the cultural fit of your company. On the note too, guys, of qualifying and disqualifying, make sure your definition of someone who's qualified, someone who's not qualified, make sure that's well known by your entire team. Every single person on your team, whether it's a sales role or service role, must know when someone is qualified and not qualified to work with you. Okay? There can't be leeway. There can't be one person thinking that it's $500,000 net worth and one person thinking $300,000. They've got to know the exact disqualifier. So that way everyone's on the same page.